Hey, what's up everyone? Jay here. So this video is for the person who commented on one of my videos on YouTube, wanting a more in-depth look at shrinking a rear windshield. I don't know which type of vehicle you wanted, my friend, but here I have a sedan. I have a Hyundai Elantra. I just removed bubbling film from it, and I'm going to reinstall 20% onto it. I figured this would be a great video because all I'm doing is now retinting it, and I have 2 hours to do it. So now what I'm doing here is, firstly, I'm looking to see the size of the fingers. Now, there are fingers, is what we call them, and I'm sure you already know that if you've been training and practicing. So these fingers here, depending on the shape of them or the way that they're looking, is really going to determine if that section of the film is ready to be shrunk or not. Okay, this one here, this one is doing, let's see, is it? A little bit, you might be able to see it. It shows it, so it looks different in person, which is, first of all, it looks slightly different in person than it does on camera. However, the concept is basically the same. Pieces like this one here, it's more pronounced in the video. It's not as pronounced here, but they're basically in a V shape at the very top. It's more pronounced. It almost looks like down here for you guys, but for me, it's like it's right here. Okay, now that means that the film wants to be split. Okay, you don't really want to shrink on something that has that V. It's better to just split it up. Now, the more splits you do as you go down, and the straighter you make each piece that has a pointy top, pointy and not an open, like a V place piece that needs to be split like these here, right? So you want pointy, just straight, and pointy at the top, and not in this shape here, if you can see that. I'm not sure if you can, but then you just break them when you do see them. But the more rounded the glass is, the less down you'd want to go. If that's not even English, but you know what I mean? You don't want to bite off too much, is what I'm trying to say. The more curvy it is, so the bigger the fingers, and the more fingers, the less you go at a time, right? And you get it all a little down, maybe by ½ inch. And if it's a window like this, which is going to be very easy, I can do it in big chunks. I might be even to go down all the way down here. And then the final point that I would put in there is, sometimes it's not necessarily useful to start shrinking or applying heat at the very top of the finger. Sometimes it's more useful to start it, and I don't see anyone talking about this, so you heard it here first, but sometimes it's just better to apply your heat where you want to push it down. So if I'm planning to push it down by 1 inch, I'm gonna start my heat at 1 inch, and then this whole area down here starts to relax, and then I work my way up. And it's such an easier way to tint, really. This is a pro tip. It is such an easier way to tint. Try it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply all those, I think 3 points. So first, make sure that they're always straight. If your fingers are kind of angled like that, just straighten them. And then when they have this V shape, split them up, right? So make sure they're straight, split them up. But sometimes it's not necessary to apply your heat at the top. Sometimes you may need to apply it a little lower, just because the film needs to relax before you continue to apply this tightening pressure up here. Relax some of the bottom half of the film. Now let's go ahead and apply those concepts. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully that helped. Let me know in the comments that it did. Yeah, buddy, okay? So good luck. Catch you later, bye. thought I'd come back in here and just explain what I just did on the top half of the vehicle here. If you didn't catch it, you'll see that I basically didn't use any of the strategies that I had previously spoken about. Now the reason why, two reasons. First of all, the top half of this vehicle is a lot easier than the bottom half. That's the first thing. The second thing is after you get decent enough, I guess, after you get comfortable, let's say, it's more important, after you get comfortable shrinking with splitting and straightening and when to apply heat and whatnot and where to apply heat. Once you get comfortable with that, you can then start to figure out how to use the heat gun by itself to do a lot of that. And it's the way you can make the heat move. So if you see it, like it looks like I'm just going like this, but I'm kind of not. I'm actually going in what looks like random directions. Like I'm spinning it counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise. You see, like that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing this. Right, I'm going na. And the reason why is because I can move the film and get it to where I want. I can move the film and get the film to look the way I want, which I know is a safe place to shrink it. Well, there you have it. It's all done. Fully shrunk, no creases. Granted, this is an easier windshield for me at least, but I think anyone can do it. You just follow the steps, take your time. My heat gun, if you see here, if you see the way my heat gun is working, this is the highest setting, which is apparently 650 degrees Celsius or 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's at its highest heat that it can expel. And I do think, because I've been tinting for a long time before with being at a much lower frequency, and that's actually harder. So put the heat all the way up and just be mindful of how you're moving. If you're not sure if the film is shrinking, move it around. Don't just apply the heat and then you'll be just fine. All right, man, good luck.